Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about this Mercedes-Benz EQB. Now if you've been following along Mercedes-Benz, you know that they just released an EQA, which is basically an electrified GLA. So you can already know where I'm going with this story, because this EQB is basically an electrified GLB. But that's not the entire story of this car. This is more than just an electrified GLB. They actually changed some stuff to the exterior and the interior of this car, and I'm going to be showing you all of that in this video. So let's start at the front end of the car, because that has changed pretty dramatically. First of all, you don't get a traditional grille anymore, because an electric car doesn't really need that much cooling as a petrol or a diesel car. So the grille is completely closed off. And you also get a completely closed off Mercedes-Benz emblem, which is completely flat. There's like no 3D effect here. The headlights are also completely different on this EQB, because on the GLB, they're more square and they're not connected to the grille. And in this case, they are a little bit more streamlined and they are actually connected to the grille. You also get this LED strip that runs all the way across the grille, and you also don't get that on the GLB. And of course, also the bumpers here on the lower part are completely different compared to the GLB. So the back end of this car is also different compared to the, you guessed it, the GLB. Just like the headlights, the tail lights are also connected here in the middle with, an LED strip, although this one is a little bit bigger. The lights on the side are actually the same as you get at the GLB, but this light here in the center is completely different. What is also completely different on this car is the placement of the license plate. Because on the regular GLB, the license plate is here on the middle of the trunk. But in this case, it's lower down because you got a completely new bumper here, which is also slightly bigger than the bumper on the GLB, making this car actually a little bit bigger. So that's basically the biggest change here on the back side of the car. Trunk space on this car is actually still pretty decent because the battery is obviously in the floor. So if you put the seats flat, you still got like 1700 liters, which is still a lot of space. Alright, straight on to driving, because they haven't really changed that much to the outside. This is basically still a GLB with just a slightly different appearance. But like I said, this is still a very roomy car. You got like 1700 liters of cargo space if you fold the back seat down. You can get this car as a 5-seater, as standard, but you can also get a 7-seater, as you can get a third row. Mercedes-Benz is quite honest about the third row, that you can only sit there if you're no longer than 1.65 m. But if you have kids, and I don't know, sometimes even have to bring their entire football team with you, it is nice to have that third row option available now in an electric SUV. Of course, there are more electric cars that have a third row option, like the Tesla Model Y, but it's nice to see that there's another SUV out there with a third row seating option. And you can really easily tell how they managed to get 3 rows of seating in this car, because the dashboard is just really narrow. It's just really a small part here, and I can also just touch the windscreen without moving from my seat, not just here on top but also here in front of me, because I'm just sitting really to the front on this car. And like I said in the beginning of this video, they also changed something on the interior of this car, and that's basically the ambient lighting. You get an LED strip here, but not just that lights up, but also this entire panel here in the front lights up at night, and that actually looks pretty cool. So we talked about the design of the car and the practical side of the car. Let's talk specifications. I'm driving the EQB 350 4MATIC. Now, just like with any other Mercedes-Benz, 4MATIC means that this has the 4-wheel drive system. And in this case, that means it has dual electric motors. One in the front and one in the rear. This is the top of the line version I'm driving, the 350. This car has 292 horsepower and will do 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 6.2 seconds. You can also get the 250 and the 300. The 300 has 230 horsepower and will do 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 8 seconds flat. Then let's talk about the range of this car. It has a 66.5 kilowatt-hour battery and it will do up to 490 kilometers. Now, of course, that is in the best circumstances. You can easily take off 50 kilometers, and in a harsh winter, even less. But still, it's not bad for such a big car. It is officially a compact SUV, but the EQB is a rather big car. So yeah, that is not bad. Charging, it can do up to 11 kilowatts AC charging, and DC fast charging, it can do up to 100 kilowatts, which is also not bad, but it's not that impressive. Now, of course, Mercedes-Benz also has the EQA, which is also, basically based on a petrol car. But they also have the EQS, which is a completely new electric car that is built up from the ground up as an electric car. That car is a bit more impressive than the EQB and the EQA because it was built as an electric car. But then again, this EQB is definitely not a bad electric car. It's just a good electric car, but it's not that impressive as the EQS because again, that was built from the startup as an electric car. So that's it for this video. This is my first drive with this EQB. We only had a short time, so I hope you liked it. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button. And I'll see you in the next one.